Ready?
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Welcome. Today is the first episode of Wolf Den Podcast. We were inspired by uh, multiple groups of artists at South by Southwest who were sort of troops of artists. You know, they were musicians, performers, comic book artists, you name it, influencers, whatever. Some of them were just like kind of traveling around and like they would just perch a camera up, bring in people,
And just have a
kind of chat.
hot session really fast. It's like,
Yeah,
come on in.
yeah, totally. And like it's kind of bohemian in that sense. And
Gotcha.
we were inspired to do the same. So, welcome. We got Trai here,
Hello.
Gabor, and
Hi.
I'm Skye Wallin. And yeah, we got all these comics here. This is our graphic novel. That's chapter 2. We got chapter 1 over here. Chapter 3 is coming out. And 3 of us have been working hard on it, so we're super excited.
Them more than me, but yes.
No, you've been killing it though.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
It's a great product. Like I'm excited to see it come to life and spread amongst the community and the comic book community.
yeah, me too. And but you've been to tell us a little bit about your background. We brought you on of the Team Wolf like a few months ago
Right.
to help run the
The
Kickstarter pre-campaign.
Yeah, pre-campaign, social media, managing that. Um and just kind of getting us ready for the Kickstarter and then managing the Kickstarter progress as we go through and get this launched. And we're just trying to make sure that we can get these copies made for you guys. My background is mostly in film and TV production. um, I attended the Austin Film Society's Creative Career Workforce Program, which actually kickstarted me into meeting Martin Jones, who is the head of Austin Studios, who put me in contact with Skye, and me and Skye hit it off, and then he brought me onto the project, and I'm happy to be here and help out.
Yeah.
So just using my expertise in being a producer, writer, and director, just kind of using that to navigate the space and reach out to other creatives and lend my creativity and creating content to push this into the right audiences, make engaging content so that way we can build an audience for the book for when it releases.
Mm-hmm. And I learned that you are a big comic fan.
Yes.
A graphic novel fan.
Love them.
Yeah, and I checked out your Instagram. You're following all the
Yep.
biggest artists.
All the
and
biggest artists, all the Marvels, DCs. I go see all the movies. I crap on them if they're terrible. I praise them if they're good. I still believe to this day, the reason I stopped watching the Oscars is because The Dark Knight should have won Best Movie in 2009. So prove me wrong.
Yeah. Not forgiven, not forgotten.
No.
No, yeah, and like we lucked out because, well, yeah, as you said, Martin Jones, director of Austin Studios, who's amazing.
Very.
We're gonna get him on this podcast.
Yeah.
But he made the connection, but we lucked out because you happen to know a lot about the space.
Yes. Yeah.
Which was like, we're kind of new to this space in some ways.
Yeah, you were telling me. So like it's a good space to be in. I think to me, comics are just like mini movies. So you can do anything. There's no budget. There's no actor that won't come out of their trailer. There's no like it's just the writer, the artist, or either the writer is the artist, and then you just make your story, you put it out there, and it's still a dream of mine to just create my own comic and just go into a comic shop randomly and just see a kid pick up my book and read it, and I'm just like, good, I'm done. Kill me.
Yeah. And what are some of your favorite like comics or graphic novels?
Some of my favorite comics, of course, the OG classics from Marvel, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Spider-Man, Captain America. Some of my top favorite superheroes, Batman, Robin, um, Green Lantern. So there's a TV show coming out with that. I'm very excited to see where that goes. Daredevil, I haven't watched the new series yet.
It looks good.
Favorites, so
Have you seen the new animated Spider-Man show on Disney Plus?
I haven't, but I heard it's really good.
Very strong.
I need to check it
The
out.
animation's really cool. The story's well done.
That's what I like. Oh,
Like, and the villains are real well developed. Because I feel like those animated shows, if the villain is stupid and like silly, the show is stupid and silly.
yeah.
If the animated show takes the time to like craft the villain properly, like
Yep.
the old Batman animated series,
One of the best.
I mean, they invented villains. They
Yeah.
invented Harley Quinn,
Yep.
I believe.
Harley Quinn was invented there.
There might be some others. I'm not sure. Like,
Pretty sure there's another.
maybe Killer Croc. I don't know about that. But well, the Mask of the Phantasm
That was
was
from the movie. Yeah.
the film,
The film.
which was amazing, and that was a totally original villain.
Yeah.
One of the greatest villains, probably one of the best Batman. I mean, I think there's a case to be made that it's the best Batman film, but that's a controversial statement just because of how original it is.
Yeah, I think based off originality, it probably is one of the best Batman films ever made because, like you said, like the time they put the effort they put into the villain to make sure that it was something that would not only just be like a drop in the pan, but evolve the character of Batman. So,
Oh,
like, if your villain can evolve your character, they become they're quintessential, almost like a Joker, or like you can't have them without them.
right.
So
Yeah.
that was a good one.
It's a heartbreaking film. It's like a romantic
It was
Batman story.
It was, and it played with all the things, his origin, and it ties with what his inspiration to become Batman was. So it was really ahead of its time and really good.
Yeah.
Another good one. I don't know if you saw the X-Men 97.
Amazing. Yeah. X-Men 97 on Disney Plus was everything that it needed to be and more.
That's what I think all comic book based cartoons should try to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, just take what's there, adapt it into a visual medium, for TV, and not like, oh, we're gonna rewrite this or we're gonna change it. No,
Right.
it's already there. Just put it together the way it could come together in that universe.
Yeah, and there's so many brave choices in that series. Like really courageous choices.
Oh yeah,
Which like seems rare.
it is very rare because a lot of times, a lot of people, well, now I think a lot of people are more willing to take chances. Back then, it was a lot of kind of you could take chances, and then after a while, it was like we need formula. We want something that we just want to sell toys or merchandise. We don't need any kind of grandiose stories. We want it to end by the 30 minutes. It's over.
Right.
We don't care if it goes on to the next one. But I think there's a thing with procedurals. I'm not big on procedurals. I kind of like things to carry over to the next episode, give me something to come back for. But I think X-Men did it very well.
Oh yeah, 10 out of 10.
You got your one thing for the episode, but then it led into
For
for
sure.
the whole season. You're gonna
For
get an
sure.
arc.
And every episode feels consequential. So I love that one. So let's Gabor. Tell us about this Gabor Harmat, hailing from Budapest.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
What's your opinion about Batman: The Mask of the Phantasm?
I don't know if I ever seen it. The Dark
Okay,
Knight.
careful
You
with
mean
that.
The Dark Knight.
Never mind. Tell us about yourself.
So I graduated as a scriptwriter producer in Hungary, and we met with Skye 15 years ago in Prague, in FAMU, at the University of Film. And since then, like I am hearing stories of Sam Wolf, so I know a lot about this. But I just got involved like two years ago when we flipped it inside out and we made it into some kind of darker story.
Yeah, remind me, how do we turn it into a darker story? Like, because Sam Wolf was like sort of a whimsical child's story that with magic, and boy jumps into this magical forest world, which where he goes on sort of adventures as a sort of folk hero type, but we wanted to do something different for Wolf's Edge.
Yeah, we were looking into something more minimal and more realistic. more stylized at the same time. So that's how we arrived to some thriller genre where the main dilemma or the conflict is between the father and the son, and we made the father to be the writer of the original Sam Wolf book series. So,
Yeah, so it's like kind of meta.
yeah, meta. It's
That's
really
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
I think.
So tell me about you know, like, well, you came out here, we like a little bit about the process, you know, you came, we sort of workshopped. Oh, I remember. Cuz like first we kind of cracked the beginning of the story remotely. Like you were in Budapest, I was here in Austin,
In your bucket.
and I was in my bucket. So my bucket is like this little plastic bucket basically that barely holds me. I fill it with water when it's like 105 degrees or 110 degrees, and I put ice in it, and I sit in there, and it's just cool. And it quickly gets hotter, so I have more ice, and I keep filling with ice. So I would be, you know, have a zoom in a shade under an umbrella, sitting in my bucket,
A bucket of ice.
and we would just kind of marinate in ideas.
So what about the pool?
The pool? Well, I don't have a pool.
There's no pool.
I have a bucket. I can't talk with Gabor on Zoom for 3 hours in someone else's pool. So I would be like bobbing in the pool, and it was like very free flowing. We would like go down avenues of story, like, you know, what if there were pirates, you know, kind of.
Yeah, we tried everything. I think like we were playing with the farm, and we had the beginning when I came out here. We could have the beginning.
Yeah, I think we had some kind of beginning when then you flew out. You stayed with me for 2 months through the holidays. I brought you to Indiana.
And we wrote it in 1 month, I think. The first month.
We knocked the first draft out in 1 month. And then we switched the genre, rewrote it, and then rewrote it again. We went all in horror. We made it a horror movie at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. It went from like adventure to like, I think we were like, one night we were just kind of, you know, maybe a little stoned. We're like,
Right.
it could be a horror. And then we like just leaned into it, just changed it all into horror genre. And then we like, I wouldn't say we backtracked, but like, I think we brought it back to its roots, but we preserved an element of horror, thriller, more so thriller. And I think it works really in an unexpected way.
Yeah, it was Sigma back then.
We called it Sigma. Right.
Yeah, because of the alpha generation.
Like the generations, yeah.
Okay.
What is Sigma?
Sigma is this male like superhero that the kids are talking about, the alpha generation constantly. It's like also like a meta thing because it's like kind of cool, but it's like mocking at the same time. So it's not like it's not positive, like it's more like sarcastic or like it has more meaning to it. So it's like Sigma. It's like almost serious, but not really.
Yeah, it was
Sigma
sort of
male.
like sarcastic almost, or satirical maybe. But yeah, it's like it's like an alpha, but they're a loner. They don't want to be with any girls.
Lone wolves.
Lone wolves. That's right.
Oh yeah, the Sigma.
Careful not to knock your mic. But yeah, I just know. I know as someone who's edited a lot of sound, when like someone's knocking their mic all the time, it's like
Yeah, that sound or the rustling.
Yeah.
Rush across it.
brutal. But yeah, so anyways, we came up with the script, and then we felt very strong about it. We went through many revisions, but overall we wrote it pretty quickly. And then it was pretty short. I mean, you know, I think the first draft was 80 pages. We ended up landing on 88-page screenplay. And then we decided to adapt it into a graphic novel, and it's all over here,
Oh yeah.
you know.
6 months.
6 months to get to this. Chapter 1, chapter 2.
Yeah.
And these are different types. And then chapter 3 is coming. But they turned out pretty nice.
I like this idea for the cover too.
Yeah,
Like I've
this is like the
never seen this on any other book before.
yeah, that's like the plastic double cover. Looks cool. Anyway, so Gabor, you brought on like the coolest artist.
Yeah.
Draw it.
Arthur Varai. He's a really cool guy. I just met him like 6 months ago. I didn't even meet him first, but he started to draw, and he brought on a couple of others to make this happen, and it was like roller coaster for them, but we made it.
Mm-hmm.
We almost didn't make it.
What do you mean we almost didn't make it? Tell us the story.
Yeah, so the publisher, like it's a long procedure how to actually publish a comic book. I've never done it before. So they told me that we have to get ready for it, but then one of the guys didn't deliver the actual exports. So we had to bring on another guy who almost didn't make it, but at the end, and during one day, all in one day, he did all the exports, and we could have this by the day this day of my flight. I had this delivered to me, so it was like a miracle.
Right.
But it happened.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. And so there was a flight pressure, printing pressure, file pressure. Often this is how things happen.
Yeah. You gotta put that pressure.
And we had our part. So it was all to get Gabor here with books in time for our party during South by Southwest.
Oh yeah, and they lost all the luggages. So
That's right.
there,
So they lost
so
700 prints. But then they
found them.
they found them. Yeah.
In Amsterdam.
In time for the party, like the day before.
Yeah, the day before the party.
Yeah. So well, let's talk about maybe because we were all, Trai,
Yeah.
you helped a lot during our like rooftop. We had like a rooftop party with friends and new fans, and just kind of
Right.
to celebrate the progress, hang out. It was fun, right?
That was a great time.
Yeah.
Like everybody I talked to that came, they were like they had such a great time. They enjoyed the book. They loved meeting you guys, hearing about the process. They were very engaged with the property. It was just a fun event to showcase the hard work that it took for you guys to get here. And that's the part that makes me happy, is that it was a good time to celebrate you guys.
No, and you too, because it was definitely like a lot of friends that have been helping over the years and lately, and
Yeah.
and like just people putting their magic in.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, with also my partner that's also helping me with the social media, Sydney. She did a great job at like keeping me on task too.
Did she?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
what?
very organized.
Okay.
She's so I met Sydney through the Austin Creative Careers program.
Mm-hmm.
She's working to be actually a AD.
Okay.
So that's her goal, is to be an AD, and we worked
Right.
on a project with each other, and we took a class in the workforce about being an AD. It's like, not for me. I'll be like director, writer, producer.
It's a nightmare.
But you want me to do what?
Right.
So she's able to keep up with all those things,
Right.
keep track. And so I told her, hey, if I ever land something or I'm working on something, you're my AD for life. I'll call you. We'll be like 100 years old. Hey,
Yeah.
I got a job for you.
Love that.
So having her there really helped a lot too. She was able to, like I said, help keep things on task, keep things on track, remind me of things. Took a lot of great photos. She was also helping with the library, helping people understand the story.
The library was fun. So we we didn't want to be just giving out books. We're kind of limited, and they're for the Kickstarter. But we gave out some. But we set up like a library.
Yeah.
So you could it was kind of fun. Like go, you check out the book, you can read it, you have to return it,
Yeah.
you know.
So then everybody was good about that. So I like that we had people that honored the code of, hey, this isn't mine. Let me put that back. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people enjoyed the event.
Yeah.
From my perspective, we had a lot of fun. I had fun working it. It didn't feel like a grind or anything. So it was just a good experience.
Right.
And then, I mean, I'm always down to do it again.
Me too. We'll have more.
Skye, you have your little hair.
My hair's poofed?
Yeah, you have a little poof. There you go.
Poof. Is it gone?
Yeah, you just
Go.
have one little.
Oh, cool.
Now it's not here yet. Funny because it needs to be all.
We gotta. No, we're keeping this. This is staying in the edit. There's no editing. No, we're keeping this interaction in.
Okay, now that you fixed it, start all over.
All right.
Okay.
So back to one. So tell me about your. No. So okay. Well, I think this is like a cool way to.
No,
like,
yeah, this is
meet,
awesome.
Like, dive in. Like, I'm learning stuff like about you, and we'll do more. But we're like, all this is kind of we got this Kickstarter coming, right?
April 1st.
April 1st.
Yeah, April 1st. It's gonna go for 30 days. It's sort of our first attempt to, like, you know, share the story, grow, you know, interact with an audience, like form an audience,
Yeah.
you know, see what happens.
Yeah, and that's the key thing. Just growing our audience, making sure we have people that want the product. And I think there is a want for it. So that's what I think the party kind of showed as well. It's like people are actually intrigued, and like most of the people that showed, we sent out a blast on Eventbrite. So it was a lot of people that we never even met before that showed up just to check it out, and they got very interested, followed us. So I'm hoping we just grow on that and just continue to push it.
Yeah, I agree. Well, anyways, so Wolf's Edge on Kickstarter, check it out, or samwolf.net. There it is, folks. That's the first Wolf's Den episode. And
Join us.
yeah, we'll be back with more. Thanks.
Bye.
He did it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good, right?
Yeah. More, yeah.
Yeah, let's cut.